Hi everyone, Nate Bartlett, Realtor here in Marathon, Florida, and we're at 98 Sunrise Drive to bring you a quick update on the construction progress here. We got concrete in the pool, we got a roof going on, we got windows going in. Stay tuned and enjoy. All right, we got the guys from Lindholm Roofing. They're on site this week. They were here last week. They extruded and cut all the material last week with their truck. They do everything on site. This week they came back and they're installing. This is what's called a standing seam roof. There's really two types of metal roofs we use here in the Keys. Standing seam or 5V crimp. 5V crimp, that's a style where it's generally flatter and you can see the screw heads. Standing seam, you don't have that. The standing seam is about a 30% premium, but it comes with a lot less maintenance. You're not having to, in 10 or 15 years, replace those screw heads. So they go up, they're about 15 inches wide. They take them up one section at a time, and they are literally hoisting it up by a rope. They're not tethered or anything. Those guys are incredible. There's no way I could do that job, but they are knocking it out. They got the back part of the roof done, and they're on the front side of the house. So they're up on the very top of the house. Before they do the roofs over the patios, we got to bring the stucco guy in first because he's got to stucco the side of the house. So they'll finish up top and then stucco guy comes in and then they'll come back after he's done. All right, so we're back here in the pool. I think the last time we shot a video, this was all steel and it was ready for concrete. It's all poured. We got the hot tub that'll spill over into the main body of the pool. That's going to be a nice water feature, waterfall over there. And then really the money shot back here is this infinity edge. So the water will spill over this edge here. You got the basin on the underside and then pumps pick it back up and we'll return it to the hot tub. So the pool turned out incredible. We already got some water ready. But no, we'll come in here and they'll plaster next. But the pool's kind of on a pause or a hold. We'll do this really kind of towards the end when the house is closer to getting done. So pool's gonna kind of sit on ice until the house catches up with it. Okay, so as we get closer to what we're calling dry this thing in, where we have the roof, the stucco, the windows, it's time to bring in the plumbers, and they do what's called the rough plumbing. So the plumbers have been here for about 2 weeks, and all they focused on are the drain lines. So any white PVC you see around the house right now, that's only drain lines. When we have basically the supply line side of things, you'll see the red and blue. This house, we're gonna have a combination of copper lines along with red and blue PEX, as most people know it. But right now, all we have are the drain lines. So as you look up, there's an incredible labyrinth of white PVC pipe all around the house. That all eventually ends up going into one drain that then feeds to the street. But you can see they spent a lot of time. They had to drill through all the beams, run it through all the framing upstairs. It's crazy. It took them about 2 weeks just to do the drains and the rough plumbing here at the house. So they'll be back next week to work on supply lines. The HVAC guys are upstairs right now. They're working on running their duct lines and all the conduit that feeds the AC throughout the house. When they're done and the plumbers are done, then the electricians come in next. So we're kind of right at the rough plumbing stage. HVAC's in. So yeah, it's getting exciting. All right, so here in the Florida Keys, we got to get real beefy with windows and doors. We have what's called impact windows and doors, and it makes it a lot of times hard to come up with something that's aesthetically elegant and you know, that comes with also that strength. But this is my baby. This is 100% mahogany. It's both front doors. There's two here. It smells incredible, it looks incredible, and it sure as heck isn't getting installed till about the last day. So it's gonna rest here for about 8 more months, but man, I just could not be happier with the door we got. We got it from Marathon Lumber right here in Marathon, and man, it is beautiful. It'll be a nice center showcase piece for the front door of the house as you come up. Okay, so we're up on the top floor, and it's a really good way to show everyone how we framed and did the layout. What's really cool is my builder, Ed Sims Development, by the way, they're phenomenal. But what they did is before they put up any of the frame walls, they laid out every room on the floor and would cut the wood and lay out the room. And so then my wife and I, we came and we would walk and we got to kind of like see it before it was all laid out, and we made some minor adjustments. So it was a really cool way to come and kind of see the floor plan actually in person before everything got built. So everything's framed. They knocked it out in about a week. Looks even better in person than it did on paper, and so can't wait to get drywall in here next. All right, so about half of the windows are in. I think everything up on this upper floor is installed. They're working on the floor below us now, getting the windows put in. But everything at this lot is all about the view. You know, we tried really, really hard to maximize all of this side of the house, make it as much glass as possible. The entire bathroom is pretty much open to the back. You know, we don't have any houses behind us, nothing but the ocean. But windows went in, they look phenomenal. They're beefy, they're strong, they're made for 180 plus mile an hour wind, missile proof. With kind of living in the Keys though, we do have, you know, some limitations. You notice here, like this is a giant door. Well, one of the things we have to do is adhere to pressure tests. So instead of making this a normal like 2-door sliding window or sliding door, we have to go 3, because if you divide this space in half and you made it 2 doors, it doesn't meet the pressure requirements. So they have to make it a little more beefy, hence why we have the 2 seams here. You can spend as much on windows as you want, and I'm sure there's a supplier out there that could do it in 2 panes, but it definitely increases the price. So, you know, those are the limitations with hurricanes down here that we're held to with windows. You can see the circular windows. We love this from the front of the house. You know, Chris was just asking what colors we're going with, and I'm gonna leave that surprise for later, but it's gonna be kind of, you know, the ocean nautical theme, and so our architect added on the front side 2 of these circular windows, and from the road as you pull up, they just give it that little bit of character. It's like down on the first floor, we have 10-foot openings on the bedrooms, and instead of making 10-foot sliding doors, she did 8-foot doors with then 2-foot windows above them, transom windows, and it breaks it up, it gives it character, makes it not this big square concrete box, and those things just really, really take the level of the home up a notch. All right, everyone, thanks for watching. Hope you guys learned something. We got a lot going on here. We got the roof going in, the plumbers, the HVAC, everything's timed up, everything's one thing before the next. It's definitely purposeful. There is a method to the madness going on here. Everything's got to take place at a certain time. So I'm Nate Bartlett, Realtor here in Marathon, Florida. Hope you enjoyed, and we'll catch you at the next one.